interview of you, just to say, what does it mean to be Hindu? Like, where do you start? I'm really at the base, I'm not talking about the level of... So the questions people, and maybe I will ask that, So very important question people ask, this idea that, Advaita is there, Parabrahman is there. But, how did this Parabrahman comes into a Jivatma? Why do people suffer? This is the number one question. So, Swamiji, maybe we can start there and tell why do people suffer? Why does God make people suffer? Why do people suffer?
No, God is making anybody suffer. As aptly said in the Bhagavad Gita, Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu. Name Dveshyosti Napriya. I am equal in everybody, for everybody. There is no friend, there is no enemy. So God is not making anybody suffer, but our karma does. See, we are having our mind, and above that, the intellect, the power of intelligence we have. And that is transmitted through mind to our indriyas. So we are working with this. All our activities are controlled by the mind and intellect. So if we are properly using it, or using them, how to do, what not to do, accordingly we get the fruits of our karma. So nobody is giving us suffering. We ourselves, by our karma, are accruing the results. And we are saying God is giving. No. Here we are having light. We are sitting here and talking something divine. At the same time, we can sit here and plan how to steal that home today. Or we can make a blueprint how to kill that person or that group. Light is not responsible for that. We are responsible. So we have to shoulder the responsibility, not put it on God.
Wonderful, wonderful. So from there, so when we think about Hindu thought, right, people often say it's very open, but what do you suggest for people who are starting out on this path of Hinduism? What is the purpose of prayer? If it is that God is not doing things for us, but we always feel that there is God who is protecting us too. So what is the role of God and what is the role of prayer? And what suggestions do you have for people starting out on a path of spirituality?
Of course, there is no doubt God is protecting everything. As aptly said in the Mahabharata, Dharmasya Prabhurachyuta. Ishvara cannot be translated simply as God. Ishvara is Ishvara. There are thousands of terms in Sanskrit which you cannot translate into any other language. So Ishvara is Ishvara.
What is the etymology for Ishvara? How does that come?
Ishvara comes from the dhatu Ish. When we add the suffix vairach to Ish, the Shabda Ishvara comes. That means the control of everything. One who controls everything. That means from subatomic particle to the grossest universe. Well, I don't know whether it is correct to say universe. Because Aneka Kodi Brahmanda, Ananta Kodi Brahmanda are there. So we can say multiverse. Everything is held together by a scheme, a system, an order. Right from the microscopic particle or right from a subatomic particle to the grossest universe. Everything is held together by a system, by an order. And that order is called Dharma. Dharyate anena sarvam iti Dharma, by which everything is held together. That is Dharma. So Dharma is the scheme that is holding everything together. And if such a system is there, such a scheme is there, there must be a rule behind. And that rule behind we are calling Ishvara. Ishvara. Of course, for the purpose of meditating, for the purpose of thinking, etc., we are adding so many attributes to him. Really, there is no attributes at all. Ashabdam, asparsham, arupam, apyaya. There is no sabda, there is no sparsha, there is no rupa, like that. So, that scheme which is holding everything together, and the power behind, of course it is protecting everything, everybody, everything. That protection is there. And now come to the first part of your question, why people do prayers. See, we can say chanting namas or kirtanas, bhajans, doing pujas. All this, there is no doubt at all, will purify your mind. Just for purifying our own mind and sharpening the intellect. That is one aspect. The other is, from a still more lower standpoint, let this purification, there is this sharpening, everything go. First of all, human being wants peace of mind, happiness. All these are there. So we are looking from where we will get that. So when we are with all devotion doing prayers or chantings, it is the experience of the doer. You cannot speak it in volumes. It is the experience of the doer that you are getting that inner solace and the peace of mind. That comes. It is the experience. So for that, next comes this purification or sharpening of intellect. And by chanting mantras especially, we will get that power with which we can face this life, all odds of life, all odds in life. That power. How can you say that? You just try it.
Try it. It's experience.
Okay. Experience. I cannot explain. If a person is ready to chant its mantra, whichever be that mantra, I'm not saying this mantra you must chant, no, whichever be that, at least for 6 months, regularly, daily, he or she can experience the change happening with it. It's a matter of self-experience.
And in that context, like they always say, right, like there are certain mantras that can bring you certain benefits. For example, you chant something for Lakshmi, you have or Ganesha removes obstacles. Is there some connection for particular mantras to particular energies, or how does that come about?
See, basically Ishvara is one. One without a second. So our acharyas, our shastras, they don't say Ishvara is one. They will add one without a second. Ekameva advitiya. Because there is no doubt. Ishvara cannot be two or three. But at the same time, how it manifests? Manifestations are in different ways. How many natural phenomena are there? We cannot count. If fire is there, if air is there, if water is flowing, there must be a principle behind that. If sun is rising, there must be a principle behind that. So behind all the phenomena, there is a principle which is standing behind, which is protecting behind, which is making this phenomena happen. So that we call Isha, Devata. So innumerable Devatas are there. We cannot say 1, 2, 3 or 33 crores. No. Innumerable Devatas are there. But Ishvara is one without a second. So these are manifestations. Different manifestations of the same Ishvara. As described by Yaska Maharshi in his Niruttara, Ekasya Atmano Anye Devaha Pratyangani Bhavanti. That is, different Devatas are like parts and limbs of that same Ishvara. Now, come to the point. We have mother. Mother is only one. There are no two mothers. But when the child is that much hungry, he will call mother in one way. When the child wants to sleep, he or she will call in another way. When the child wants to play and want to get permission from mother, he will approach mother and talk with her in some other way. So the same mother or the same motherhood is manifesting in 3 or 4 or 5 different ways. In the same way, Lakshmi is the same Shakti as Saraswati. Saraswati is the same Shakti as Mahashakti or Mahadevi. No difference at all. But these are different aspects. So one who wants to have prosperity, wealth, of course, he will go and pray to Lakshmi. But when we approach the same Devata for knowledge, of course we will take Saraswati. So there is no difference at all. But these aspects or attributes, it won't change. And therefore there are different prayers, different mantras. Each of them will make different wavelengths within you. So there's a huge difference. In the effect of these mantras. That is, each and every mantra have its own wavelength or that what you call it will make that change within you. So there is a difference. Electricity is the same, but when it manifests through a bulb or a tube, it is light energy. When it manifests through a hot plate, it is heat energy.
And is it okay to go to God and ask for like more mundane things? Like I want money, or I want to get married. I mean, these are things people often do, and yet God knows everything, right? And is it okay to use the mantras to get those kinds of things?
There is nothing wrong in that.
Okay.
Because you cannot expect, or you cannot say, everybody must be a sannyasi. Therefore, Bhagavan himself in the Bhagavad Gita says, Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukriti narjuna arto jijnasur-artharthi jnani-cha bhavadarshaka. Arjuna, 4 types of people who are having the wealth of their previous karma, sankarma, become my devotees. They are artha, one who is praying to get rid of all sorrows in life. Then jignasu, one who wants to know the highest truth. Then there is artharthi, one who wants to have some benefit in life. Right. And finally, the knower, jnani-cha. So all these types are recognized by Bhagavan himself. Because multiplicity is the rule of this manifestation. So, one who want to have physical benefit, of course, he can pray to Ishvara without any doubt. Because that love is there. There is no difference between Ishvara and me. Nothing is hindering our relation. There is no intermediary between me and Ishvara. So I can pray whatever I want. And therefore in the Veda itself, we can see in the Sri Rudra, a particular adhyaya, chapter called Chamaka. The Chamaka, more than 300 prayers are there. I want gold, I want silver, I want wife, I want progeny, I want horse, I want elephant, I want gold, I want jewels. So many. What's wrong in that? You are going and stealing. You are asking. What you want to ask, you can ask. But what happens, finally, when that inner devotion, bhakti, it goes higher and higher. And that intimacy is going high. Then you will understand, I have nothing to ask. Because a small kid need not ask his or her mother, Mother, I want milk. No, mother knows that. Mother knows that. So these prayers will stop automatically. So in the initial stages, prayers are there. It is okay, let them have. But in the next stage, all these prayers will have their own cessation. They will cease. What to pray? I have nothing to pray. You know everything. And still more higher the sadhaka goes, then he will realize the existence which I am having is the same existence as Ishvara. So there is nobody to pray and nobody to give wounds. Ishvara is one and the same. So in the Bhashya of Ishavasya Upanishads, while explaining a particular mantra, Bhagavan Bhashyakara says, I am not asking you like a beggar. I know you and me are one. So I am not asking you like a beggar.
Wow. So beautiful. The Bhashyakara himself. Oh my God, that is so beautiful. So you're saying, so you're saying wherever we are, God accepts us at that level. And when we are starting out in our life, when we have troubles, there is nothing wrong to go to God, ask. And you're saying that there is much evidence that the mantras do work. And in fact, your troubles will go away in some way.
Yeah.
And that clears you up to get closer to God.
Yeah, there is nothing wrong. Not only that, you must have a daily routine of prayers in life. Because, see, in human life, there must be a sort of discipline, first of all. In the ultimate level, there is no meaning for discipline.
Okay.
Everything will have to be there away. But in the basic level, in the primary level, there must be some discipline. So we must have daily prayers, daily chantings, our pujas, padhas, and all.
So what do you suggest?
That will give you the right attitude towards life. See, when we have something to hold, when calamities happens in our life, when distress comes, when we are getting out of balance, if there is something to hold, it will protect us. If there is nothing to hold, what will happen? You will be swayed away to this or backward. You will go to suicide. You will go to this, that, drugs and all. If there is something to hold, it's essential. So there must be puja, there is padha, there must be padha, there must be these chantings and all. At a time, all this will naturally be there away. That we need not think or we need not teach. It happens quite naturally.
by the time they are at that level.
Yeah.
So to a starter, what do you say? How many minutes, or do you have a guidance you can give for people? People always say they are busy, life is, there are kids, there is work, all of this. So what is your suggestions, Guruji, for a routine for a day that you might suggest?
See, there is no meaning in saying I am busy. You are driving a car. There is a destination. But on the way, you have to refuel it. If you say, I don't have time, I am busy, the car won't go. So you must stop at a station and you have to refuel it. Just like that, in this human life, we have to empower ourselves. Nobody is there to give you power from outside. It is you alone to raise yourself. Nobody will come and make you up. No Ishvara will come. It is your duty. So, there is no meaning in saying, I am busy, I don't have time. We have time. We have time. And a time will come when we have to move away. You cannot say, I have no time. Then and there itself, you will be gone. Yeah. So, there is no meaning in that. So, there must be a systematic practice. For example, for householders, as per our Shastras, performing Panchamahayajnas are essential. Without Panchamahayajna, one cannot call himself or herself as householder. Grihastha-ashrami. So,
and these yajnas are?
I'm not going to explain, but still, see, Panchamahayajnas are 5 yajnas through which we have to pass our life. We have to repay the debt already we have incurred. As human beings, we are coming to this earth from the womb of our mother mainly with 5 debts. First of all, we got this human body. From where we got? From our mother and father. So, we are indebted. There is no doubt. We got it from there. You cannot make it from sky. Right. Then, having a human body won't make you a human being. It is only organic instrument. So, that values system, which we call in Sanskrita Manushyatvam, humanness, that is making you human being. So from where we got it? Of course, a part we brought with us. We got from our mother, we got from father, we got from acharyas, we got from the society. From where they got? Like this. So we will go farther and farther. Then we will get at rishis, the great seers who taught the basic human values to the world. So we are indebted to them. That is the second debt. Third, you see, we are depending on so many natural forces. So we are talking here, we are sitting here. How many times we inhale oxygen? Who is giving all this? It is here, no. Who is making that supply of oxygen? Plants. Even the algae, which we are not at all seeing, living in the ocean, phytoplanktons, they are giving us oxygen. The trees around, grass around. So, then we are getting water. We must have water. Who is giving? When we want food, who is giving? So if we ask such questions, we will understand that we are indebted to the basic principles which which are behind the natural phenomena that we call depth towards our devatas. Next comes, we are not a person who is living alone. We are in the society. We are getting from the society, we are giving back to the society. We are a part of the society. So, to human society, we have that. That is the fourth. And finally, not only to human society, even to a tip of grass, I am indebted. Even to a microscopic being, whether it is outside my body or inside my body, I am indebted. So to the Buddhas, beings,
That's the Buddhas.
So 5 depths are being identified by our acharyas. Pitru, Rishi, Devata, Manushya, Buddha. So daily through our practices, we have to repay, or at least try to repay. How it is possible? First comes, you perform Pitru Yajna daily to pay back to Pitrus. How? Love your father, love your mother, care them, serve them. And our next generation must see how you are loving and caring your father and mother. Then only that incessant transference will happen. That only will sustain our dharma. So that. And after their death, worshipfully we have to offer Shraddha for their upliftment. Both these make Pitru Yajna. That is loving and caring, living parents and grandparents. And after their death, paying this respectful worship. That is Pitru Yajna. Then we must make it a point that we must show to the next generation how we are respecting, how we are caring, how we are loving. Because we must be role model in front of our children. There is no use in teaching or advising them.
Interesting.
Because when you are bombarding them with advices, there is no doubt that they will be against you. Up to a certain level they will obey, but after that age, they won't hear you. They are our own business. So be a role model. That is this Pitru Yajna. Second is, you can say, Brahma Yajna or Rishi Yajna. What is that? It is learn our scriptures daily. Make it a point to learn our scripture. I am not saying this scripture you have to go and study. Mahabharata you study or Ramayana you study. No. Whichever, which you can digest, which appeal to you, which you can digest. Such shastras we take daily. And there is one thing more. Our Sanatana Dharma is not a narrow religion, or a religion in the narrow sense of it. Of course it is a religion, but it is not a religion in the narrow sense of it. So we are not putting full stop to the Acharya Parampara. When you say this is the last Guru, you are putting a full stop. We are not putting full stop. Okay. So that incessant Guru Parampara is there from time immemorial. Still it is going. So many Acharyas are writing newer and newer treatises, teachings. So whichever appeal to you, that you can take and study, learn. And the point you are getting from that, transfer to the next generation. Beautiful. Through stories, through music, not textual knowledge as it is, because they cannot digest it. So you make stories, you give to them. So this is Rishi Yajna. Then come Deva Yajna. You do Agnihotra in your home, or worship in temples, doing mantra japa, doing nama japa, and as much service activities you do in the society as you can.
That is Deva Yajna.
Of course, it's a part of it.
Deva Yajna.
Feeding the hungry, at least with love, with just a smile.
Smile. Beautiful.
Just embrace. So all this make Deva Yajna. Then comes the Bhuta Yajna. Bhuta Yajna is love all beings around your house. Give water to plants, food to other beings. All this. Basic point is love.
Love.
Because you are a part of this phenomena.
Right.
Nobody is outside. All are part of this drama. So love. Then comes Manushya Yajna. Manushya Yajna is welcoming guests to our home, treating them as the embodiment of divinity. And it was strictly observed in our families that before eating food, somebody will go out and see is there anybody hungry sitting without food. They call them and first feed them. That's our culture. That was our culture. That is our culture. That must be our culture. So this is Manushya Yajna. So these 5 yajnas we must do daily.
Daily. Wow.
Daily. Wow. When we do this, then we can call ourselves, I am a Grihastha-ashrami.
Wow. Beautiful, beautiful. So, wow. I was just going to ask you as we maybe conclude this interview here, what message would you give to these young children who are probably not growing up, in India, maybe around the world? Any specific message you can give them, any way for them to connect with their roots? Any suggestions, Swamiji?
See, children everywhere are really manifestations of Ishvara itself. Nothing wrong is there with children. Wherever you go, whether it is America or Australia or Africa or Arabia or Bharat, there's no difference. Children are of one same nature. But the question is how we are bringing them up. Because 280 days I was in the womb of the mother. How mother influenced me. Whenever we go around, mothers will come and complain. Now, our children are not obeying us. They are not moving in the right path. That. All sorts of nonsense. Then I will ask them back. Oh, your son or your daughter came yesterday? No, he or she is 13 years of age. So, 280 days he or she was within you, in your womb. How you influenced? A woman, when she is pregnant, she is called Bhavayitri. In the Veda itself, Bhavayitri. She must make that influence in that child. If she is chanting daily some mantras, like Vishnu Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama, whichever it is, or at least some namas, or even if she is not chanting anything, some good parts she is nurturing with it. That will positively influence the embryo. There's no doubt in that. Then after that, wherever you are, whichever be the country you are staying, up to the age of 4 or 5 or 2 or 3, the child is with you. It is your duty to give practical and positive message to the child through your deeds, not your words. So, our first message must be to our mothers. She is the first Guru. That responsibility we have to take. Otherwise, better not to have children.
Beautiful.
Because children must not come accidentally. Yeah. As per our Dharma, the first samskara is Garbhadhana. Garbhadhana or Nishega is the first samskara. That means children must not be a byproduct of lust. They must be product of Dharma. Husband and wife, they must unite together with a divine thought that such a great child must come. With that prayer, they must come together. From there it starts. So, from that point, up to the age of 4 or 5, if mother is caring, there will be no need for her to complain.
Interesting.
Now, this is from the standpoint of the mother. Now, to children, we must be truthful to ourselves. Don't carried away by the social psyche. We must have our individuality, not personality.
Interesting.
Because personality is wearing as many personas as you can. So you will be a part of social psyche. No, never. You must have your individuality. With that, observe the world. Don't be a part of the flow.
Interesting.
We must have our own aim. To that we must live. Of course, in the present day world, so many internet, all these are there. We must be experts in that.
Of course, yes.
We cannot say to children, you must not use mobile phone, you must not use internet, you must not use computer. No, they must use. But they must know how to use. We must be the masters, not those equipments. Equipments are for our purpose. So use them very well. Be masters. Wherever you live, take the message of Dharma.
Beautiful.
Not religion.
Okay.
Dharma is not faith-based. It is logic-based. We promote rational thinking. We promote questioning mind. We must have that. So, I think or I feel children of the present day are far better than our generation.
Wow!
Far better. But they are not getting the right thing at the right time. So it is the duty of the elder generation to give them. So if you are not ready or if you cannot give, don't marry.
Interesting.
Come to our path. Welcome. Welcome to the Holy Company.
Oh my goodness, Swamiji. Thank you so much, Swamiji, for your blessings and for the children to know that they are indeed better than our generations. Thank you so much for your grace
Namaste,
and your
namaste.
blessing. Thank you.